Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the second Superman film, Superman 2, and I'm also going to talk about the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. After the success of the first Superman film, Warner Bros. Immediately worked on a sequel to Superman. Before I review this movie, I want to point out while during the making of this movie, Richard Donner was filming the movie during production. He had studio interference in how he wanted the movie to be more dark, whereas Warner Bros. Wanted something more light and campy and funny and goofy. And Warner Bros. Would not allow him to have complete control on how he wanted the film to be a darker sequel and tone to it. So during the making of this movie, Richard Donner was fired, was replaced by director Richard Lester. In 2006, at the time when Superman Returns came out, was being released, Richard Donner was finally able to release his version of what the audience could have had if Richard Donner was not fired during the making of this movie. Not only will this be a Superman 2 movie review, I will also talk about the original and the Richard Donner cut and tell you which version which I like better, which is far more superior in my just own personal opinion. Also, in the near future, maybe I'll do like a comparison of the difference between both the original Superman 2 cut and the Richard Donner cut. Superman 2 was directed by Richard Lester, as you all know, directed the Beatles movie A Hard Day's Night. And I guess you could also say directed by Richard Donner semi. It was produced by Pierre Spengler. The story is once again written by Mario Puzo, just like the first movie. He also co-wrote the screenplay. And the screenplay was done by David and Leslie Newman. The movie stars Christopher Reeves, Margot Kidder, Gene Hackman, Terrence Stamp, Sarah Douglas, Jack O'Halloran, Ned Beatty, Jackie Cooper, Mark McClure, E.G. Marshall. The film was released on June 19, 1981 and made $190.4 million at the box office. And just like the first film, it was very successful at the box office. Superman 2 is one of the best superhero sequels ever. It's one of the best Superman movie sequels to date. I love the themes of this movie. Once again, the performances in this movie are great and are more developed compared to the first movie. I love how this movie shows and dives into Superman and Lois Lane's relationship getting more strong and complicated. Lois Lane finds out the truth about Clark being Superman. This is a common thing we see in a lot of superhero movies and TV shows. Superman has two choices. He either gives up his superpowers to have a normal life to be with the woman he loves, or he has to continue to be Superman. When Clark Kent gives up his superpowers to be normal, he gets into a fight at a diner. And from that moment, Clark realized that he cannot run away from his responsibilities. So he goes back to his Fortress of Solitude to get his powers back and becomes Superman again. The real performance in this movie who steals the show in this movie is Terrence Stamp as General Zod. Holy cow, he is just great. He's evil, diabolical, sadistic, and a real bastard. Very intimidating than Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. Zod thinks because of his powers, he's a god and can rule the people of Earth. Zod is very arrogant. Definitely the best performance of a superhero villain in a comic book film. I originally wanted to mention his character in the last movie for a small cameo part in the opening scene, but I figured, you know what? Save it for this review. Ursa, played by Sarah Douglas, is great in this movie. She's very insulted to the people of Earth and enjoys it. She also likes being a big bully to Lois Lane, known because of how she's weak and not has superpowers like Superman. The fight scene with Superman against General Zod and the henchmen are great. And surprisingly to say this, Gene Hackman slightly improves a little bit. At the same time, he's still goofy, campy, and cheesy at times. And as always, he's a complete moron and jerk in this film. He's a double-crosser. Lex Luthor ruins the plan by telling Zod about the molecule chamber that takes away the superpowers. When Superman tricks Zod thinking Superman is powerless, and Superman reverses the process to make sure Zod has no powers is taken away from him. Lex Luthor is like, I was in and out of the whole time. No, you weren't, you complete jerk moron. You big dummy. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I also like how when Superman reverses taking the powers away from them, Lois looks at Ursa like, you know what? You're a complete pain in the neck, and punches her in the face. Good for you, Lois. I also want to mention how it's funny how in the end of the movie, when Clark Kent goes back to the diner for some payback at the guy who beat the crap out of him, but now because he has his powers back, he literally beats the crap out of him. Then he pays the manager for the restaurant for the damage. They look at him, how is that you like go from like a weakling to a strong guy? And he goes, oh yeah, I've been working out, exercising. Okay, now I want to get some personal background. The first time I ever saw Superman 2 and the first time I learned about the Richard Donner cut. The first time I saw the second Superman film was back in the early 2000s as a little kid watching the second movie on VHS tape that my grandmother lent me at the time. At that time, it did not occur to me that I had no idea there were two different cuts of the movie, but of course, the Richard Donner cut was not released until 2006 on the Superman DVD set, which I have right here. When I was 13 years old in 2006, my parents got me the entire Superman DVD set for Christmas. And at that time, it did not occur to me to check out the Donner cut or think about what was the difference between both the original and the Donner cut at that time. It wasn't until 2018 I finally saw the Richard Donner cut for the first time ever. And honestly, I think the Richard Donner cut is way better than the original cut. I mean, I'll admit, there's nothing wrong with the Richard Lester cut by all means. But for me, the Richard Donner cut is better and far more superior because of its darker themes. In my opinion, both versions are good in their own ways, but if I had to choose one to rewatch over and over again, I'd choose the Richard Donner cut. The one thing I liked better in the Richard Donner cut, how Lois Lane finds out how Clark Kent is Superman. By shooting him, proving her point, but tricked Clark that there were no bullets in the gun. In the Lester cut, he trips and falls and his hand gets sticky in the fireplace. Nothing wrong with that scene, but honestly, again, I like the gun trick better in the Richard Donner cut. And how like Clark wants things to go back to normal where Lois Lane does not know that he's Superman. He alters time, reverses the time. In the Richard Lester cut, Clark kisses Lois and she forgets he's Superman. That's kind of lame and not very convincing. What if Superman uses on all of his villains in the movies and comic books and they would forget that they were trying to take over the world and kill Superman after he kissed them? So that was my review of Superman 2. Hope you liked the video. Maybe next year in the near future I'll do like a comparison video between the Richard Lester and the Donner cut of Superman 2. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to get the latest updates on my YouTube channel. And stay tuned for my next review, Superman 3.